Wanted to make a quick video showing you how I rig up my Tenkara line. What I have here is a kabadi, my nippers, level line, and I don't know if the camera will pick this up too well, but Tippet. I normally do about a 3-foot Tippet or so. So the first thing I need to do is create a stopper knot on the end of my roughly 12 to 13 feet of level line. So here's the line. I make a simple davy knot for my stopper knot. So I have with my left hand holding the line with about 3 inches or so of tag end. Reach over and through a simple overhand knot. But what I'm going to do is go underneath and back through, and that creates what they call a davy knot. I'm going to hold that little tag end and start pulling. Then release, and that's created a little stopper knot. Perfect for holding Tippet. I then leave a little bit of a tag end left, but I snip most of that off. And there's my stopper knot. It's plenty strong to hold your Tippet. So what's next? I need to connect my Tippet to the line. So with my left hand, I normally hold my main line. What I'm going to do is do the same davy knot on this. So I'm going to wrap the line around, holding about like before 3 inches or so of line. And I just wrapped it around because eventually I want to cinch the knot down and butt it up against that knot. So that's why I've just kind of wrapped it around once, over the top, through, underneath, and in through the hole. And you probably can't see that, but I'm holding the Tippet, pull, and now that's made a davy knot, and I'm going to run it up and bunch it up against that knot. That's all it takes to hold the Tippet using a davy knot. And I pushed it up against the stopper knot, which was also a davy knot. So now that's secure. And again, if you don't really want too much tag end, you can snip a little of that off. So now the main line and Tippet is connected. What's next? Well, we need to connect the fly or the kabadi. I like to use a davy knot again. Really simple. For small flies, it works wonderful. So you can pretty much do davy knot across the board, but with a little bit larger fly, it's not as good, I've found. The davy knot can slip out if you don't tie it quite right. So I've started using a new knot late last year. It's basically just a slip knot, another knot that you basically need to use to connect your main line to your Lillian on your rod. I like to use it for the fly. So I'm going to run, and I'm going to take my glasses off for this part because I can't see diddly squat. I'm going to run the Tippet, and hopefully this is kind of picking it up, but I'm going to run the Tippet through the fly and drop the fly. Left hand, I'm going to hold the Tippet. I'm going to create a big loop. The reason I make a big loop is because I want to grab this main part of the Tippet and pull it through. You can push it through if you want, but I like to just kind of reach through, grab it, continuing to hold your tag end, and you're seeing that you're creating a, if it's picking it up, a slip knot. You can use your middle finger here to kind of push the slip knot forward so you don't waste too much Tippet. And when you get it to the point you like it, just cinch down. You've made your first slip knot. Remember that little fly that's back here? We're just going to grab that fly, put it through that big loop, grab the tag end of these knots that you've been making, this little tag end that was left over, grab your fly, and start pulling. You've now made a second slip knot. To finalize, just start pulling on your, let the tag end go, pull on your tippet. Fly is nice and secure. That is one tough knot. I haven't lost a fish yet doing it this way. Snip your leftover tippet. Now you're ready to fish. Real simple. You can do it all with davy knots if you wanted, but for tying the fly to the tippet, I like using the double slip knot like that. Real easy for me to remember to reach through and grab a line and pull. Pretty knucklehead proof. And for me, that's perfect. Hopefully you like the way that I connect up the line and that it works for you. So now that we've connected our fly to our tippet material and the tippet to the line, the opposite end we need to make the slip knot to connect to your rod. I like to make a stopper knot on the end of my level line. Makes it a little easier to disconnect at the lilian on the rod. So like before, you can use a davy knot as a stopper knot. So with the left hand, have about 3 inches or so of line. Do an overhand knot. Come back through. Grab that tag in and pull. That's just a basic stopper knot. Cut off and just leave a little bit of tag end left. That gives a nice little place to grab and disconnect your line later. Time to make your slip knot. Big loop like before. Reach through and grab your main line and start pulling. You'll see that it's making a slip knot. Use your finger to kind of start pushing that, because you don't want too much tag end down there. Push that little loop down towards the end where about you want it, and then tighten it up. Now you've got a perfect little slip knot to run over your lilian on your rod. This little knot makes it a lot easier to disconnect and connect. And now you're ready with all your line to go Tenkara fishing.